This is how hot it gets on Davi Davenport Live. You know, I'm proud of that. I'm out here with Don Juan from the lipstick to the pulpit. Davi Davenport Live right here. And guess what? Nobody loves you more than I do.
It's time for the Davi Davenport Live. Davi Davenport Live Show. Davi. She's live. It's a party on the couch. It's time for the Davi Davenport Live. Davi Davenport Live Show. Davi Davenport Live.
Oh my God, guys. I am super excited with my t-shirt though. I'm super excited. First of all, let me just lock this in and say, whoever shares this live the most times, you get a t-shirt. I'll get it out to you right away. Last week, we had a winner. We had Angie Martin who won it for sharing the live. I think she shared like 11 times. Girl, I love you. And thank you so much. I'm going to toss this t-shirt right over here. Okay, guys? So guys, super excited. Now, for all of you that are tuning in, any of you that are tuning in for the first time, Davi Davenport Live was designed maybe 30 years ago. And the entire reason that Davi Davenport Live was designed, it's about positivity, energy, creating moments that inspire people, and giving you the opportunity for you to feel that you are heard and that you're understood. In every segment that we do, last week we had an incredible time. We had Myron New on with talking all about artificial intelligence, and believe you me, is that true, Sharon? Hey. Believe you me, that is something that's on everybody's mind right now. Yes. People are thinking about whether their jobs are going to be lost. A lot of times with Amazon, a lot of jobs have already been replaced. Even in the white collar industry, people kept thinking that AI would only be a replacement in the blue collar industry, but that's not it at all. As a matter of fact, I had a surgery June the 4th, and it was totally a robotic surgery. My surgeon said he just stood there, although he's a pure genius. He just stood there while the surgery was taking place. So I want to say that. Now, today's show, guys, is all about balling on a budget. You know, I like to budget. I'm the girl that will go to a thrift shop. I'm the girl that, don't get me wrong, I still like to shop. But I will go and find something for $10 or $15 and turn it into a masterpiece. I'm also learning more and more, because I am being thrifty, on how to go inside my closet, reinvent things that I have already, and also come out with something that looks brand new. Now, my guest today is not only one of my closest friends, but she's one of the people that I respect the most in the industry of retailing, thrifting, balling on a budget. Let me turn that off, guys. Balling on a budget and doing all the amazing. I told my guest to turn her phone off, and here I go. You know, balling on a budget and all that. So, and not only that, we have another girlfriend by the name of LaShawn. LaShawn, we love you. LaShawn Trammell is going to join us on the show as well. She is a master at reinvention, girl. We love you so much. We'll get you on the show next time. So anyway, I can go on and on and on about this guest because I love her, but I'd like to introduce you to my dear friend and the queen of balling on a budget, Miss Sharon Yarboi, right in the house of Davi Davenport Live. Oh my gosh. Sharon, first of all, thank you so much. I have to make sure, we're great minds think alike, don't we?
Yes.
Great minds think alike. We're on the black set with the black, and I guess I do a little red shoe with it, girl, but some fun.
Yes.
You know, I wanted to invite you on, first of all, because you're one of my closest friends, and I want to thank you for always being there for me. I have a photo of us that, you know, when we went and had dinner at Ja Grill. Mm-hmm. Shout out to Tony Coates over at Ja Grill. We love the restaurant and just what they're about. But I remember when I got back and you said, Queen, I'm here to take you out. I'm going to support you. And you've done that. I have to reflect on this in case Charles is watching. But I have to reflect on the time that Charles, when we had the party for me prior to going into surgery, we had it on the 31st of May at my home. Mm-hmm. And there was a prayer that was said, and actually the chandelier in my hallway fell down. And so I wanted to share that. Yeah, I wanted to share because today is Easter. Yes. So we're here live on Easter. You know, Jesus has risen, and so we know and has helped us for. I want to make sure I say this correctly, but I'm so tongue tied. But the bottom line is that we've been forgiven of our sins.
Absolutely.
And so I wanted to remind everyone of that. The reason that you're on the show. I am so doggone tongue tied tonight with my friend here. Like I just feel so much clamor. I can say to myself, girl, what are you saying? What are you trying to say? I was like, he's
We know what you're saying.
We know what you're saying, right?
We know what you're saying.
So I wanted to invite you, but you're the queen of balling on a budget, girl. So first of all, I wanted to say thank you again. Sharon, when you think about balling on a budget, when I invited you on with the show and you said, girl, I'd love to do it. Mm-hmm. We're in a crazy economy right now. Gas is $2 and $3 higher than it was. It's mandatory that we have a show like this one out. And for the viewer of Davi Davenport Live, thank you for being here. What does balling on a budget? I said balling. Balling. What does balling on a budget mean to you?
Balling on a budget means that you do not have to spend $20, $30, $50 for an outfit.
All right.
Okay. It means you can go in your closet, number one, if you don't want to spend any money at all.
Yes.
And take something out of your closet. Don't wear it the normal way.
Yeah.
Just put a little spin to it. Wear a different pair of shoes, different accessories, a different hat, purse, bag, coat, whatever, scarf.
Yes.
Wear it differently. Go out the box. Don't keep wearing that same suit the same way.
Right.
Every time people see you, it's like she got that suit on again.
So you're saying just reinvent the outfit, the same outfit, but wear it differently.
Yes. Put some pizzazz to it.
Right.
And just to my point, okay, I'm wearing.
I was going to ask you about the outfit, girl. I don't have to flip through my cards. Like, what are you wearing here, girl? I'm like, okay, she already buzzed through that one already. Okay, next.
Well, this jacket here, I got from a cure. You already know I love that store.
Remember that day we went in there? I think you might have taken me to a cure for the first time. If not the first, but the first in many.
That was the same day we
went. Girl, you got that from Akira?
Yes. Okay. But these jeans, I got these thrift store. Okay. The boots, Anne Klein boots, thrift store. This ring, thrift store. These earrings, thrift store. This entire outfit is probably less than $30.
You're kidding. Does that mean you can leave the jacket when you go?
No, ma'am.
Oh, wow.
But I want to show you something about adding something to an outfit.
Sure.
To make a little twist to it. Okay, so if I want to get
she had to bring that head. Now let me say something to you all now, because now she's showing off because I asked her for that. So she had that. This is LadySlyStyles. Okay, just so you all know, make sure you check out LadySlyStyles. She's going to share how you look her up on Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok, what she's famous on.
Under LadySlyStyles.
She showed that hat to me, guys, and I said, "Can I have that?" She said, "No, but you can borrow it." She's so sweet. She was going to send it to me in an Uber one time if I wanted. You going to do that? You were going to send it to me.
Yes,
girl. How much for the hat? How much did you pay for that?
This hat, I think I paid $15 for this hat. This is a vintage hat, and this hat just took this outfit to another level.
Don't take it off. Don't take that hat off.
Do I have to fight you on the way out?
You're going to have to fight me on the way out. You're going to have to fight me. Oh, you're going to have to fight me on the way out for that one.
But this hat, it brings your outfit to a whole nother level.
Yes.
Okay.
You know, the crazy thing is, Sharon, is that so many people were texting me and mainly DMing me and saying that they wanted to get into thrifting, but they had never done it before. And one girl that I know really well who lives in Atlanta said that she thought that she even said that she didn't like the way it smelled there or something like that. I don't like the smell. She said, and then what if somebody sees me? I was like, sees you what? Save your money.
Save your money, exactly.
What are your thoughts as someone that doesn't understand the value of thrifting?
I've heard that comment before about, oh, well, that was other people's clothes and somebody's been in those.
Right.
And I had to tell one person that said that to me, I said, so when you go to try on clothes at the store, brand new, you don't think anybody's tried them on?
Girl.
And or wore them and returned it.
Oh, wait. Girl, you just lit the park. Girl, wait a minute. You know I never even thought. I mean, I'm a thrifter, so I thrift today. I die, honey. But you're right. Yeah, people are trying on the clothes.
People will wear it for the weekend and return it.
Girl, you
And they
have
will
her.
steam it and hang it right back up.
Yes.
And you didn't bought it.
Sometimes they won't even steam it.
Well, yeah.
I've seen deodorant in pieces.
Ooh.
Even at Nordstrom Rack.
Now see.
And I'm like, wait a minute.
Mm-mm.
Wait a minute.
Not paying full price now.
Right.
But I mean, people need to understand that if you're going to thrift, of course, you're not just going to grab anything.
Sure.
Or you shouldn't.
Sure.
So go in there with a purpose, but also be mindful. You're not going to per se find exactly what you want because it is not a department.
That's where the redesigning comes in.
Exactly. And people get frustrated because they think it's like going to Nordstrom's or another.
I mean, some of the stores can be.
Yeah.
Some of them, you go to, now here's the thing, you go to some of the suburbs
Mm-hmm.
and you see, like, I went to a Goodwill in Wilmette
Mm-hmm.
and found pieces that were extraordinary. And when I was living in Los Angeles, I would go to some of the
Yes.
consigned
That's true.
stores.
That's true.
I found some great pieces. I found
Yes.
gowns.
Yes.
I found gowns.
I found some pieces, honey.
You know what? So another thing I discovered thrifting, and again, I'm reflecting back on the topic of where we are with the economy right now,
Mm-hmm.
because when I thought about doing the segment of Balling on a Budget, I also wanted to do this segment because of where we are right now. Of course, I always thought Balling on a Budget and all that thrifting and everything, and I wanted to bring you on because I know that when Charles
Mm-hmm.
had his stroke, which you do openly talk about, that's why I'm
Absolutely.
sharing it on, so does he.
Yes.
And you decided, you said it at your birthday party, which I had the honor of hosting.
Yes.
You said, when my husband needed me, I told my job, I've taken off to take care of my husband, and at that time he wasn't able to work anymore.
No, he wasn't.
So I know that you were having to make sure that you were watching and being very frugal with your spending.
Yes.
How did that tap in with just not only balling on the budget, but also watching your money as a whole? When we talk about balling on the budget, that can be your pantry, your cabinets, or talk about a little bit about that when someone needs to make it happen.
There was a couple of things that happened around that time. By him not working.
Sure.
Unfortunately, he had just started with a company. He wasn't there that long, so he wasn't getting benefits.
Yes.
He wasn't getting paid.
Mm-hmm.
So everything was on me. So it was definitely balling on a budget on everything.
Sure. Okay. She's like, I was balling on a budget.
Yes. All of that.
Yes.
So I had to be very conscious and work very hard because as I do thrift for myself, I am a reseller as well.
Miss LadySlyles, girl, listen, I remember when you had Sherry Shepherd on the show, which we're gonna be showing.
Yes.
We're gonna show that in a little bit, but so you were watching your budget.
Yes.
You're a reseller yourself.
Yes.
Okay.
So I'm watching my budget, paying the bills, also hustling on my side hustle, Poshmark, whatnot, reselling clothes, shoes, jewelry.
At that time, you started out with your own clothes, didn't you? Because I think at one time you told me about something. I don't know if it was Poshmark or something you were doing, but it was. You said to me one day, you said, if you have some things in your closet that you're not wearing, Davi, you said, you can sell those online. People do. And you were ahead of your time with that because that was years ago. And now I see a lot of people are doing that, but that's what you're doing. So is that where LadySlyStyles came from? Tell me a little bit about, because you've mastered finding things not only for yourself, but now reselling these things. How did that how was that born?
Okay, first of all, I grew up having to thrift.
Sure.
Okay. My mom used to always take us to the thrift store.
Yes.
And of course, as a kid, I really didn't care about the clothes. I'm buy the toys.
She's like, I just wanted the toys.
So play with the dolls and look at the magazines and all of that.
Yes.
But I grew up in that environment. So I never had the snub nose about, I'm not going to buy something
good for that.
So I was buying stuff and wearing stuff in high school that was thrifted, grammar school thrifted, and I carried that on as an adult. As you know, I'm 60 now, and I'm still thrifting.
Fabulous.
Oh, thank you, darling. You too, clean. But I carried that on, and actually, just before COVID happened, I didn't know how I was going to incorporate my business. But what I started doing, I was still thrifting.
Okay.
And I would style some outfits together. I would take pictures of myself.
Girl, when I tell you, you have put together, you are so adorable. Now you be on camera and you do your little jacket, and you pop your collar, and sometimes I would just put them on loop. And because first of all, I adore you, and then to see you, and it's inspiring. I mean, you've inspired me. I'm a thrifter. I'm a repurposing person, but you have truly inspired me with that. And girl, the thing that's your thing when you pop that collar, girl. When we went to have lunch that day, somebody stopped you in the restaurant.
Yeah.
And remember that?
Yeah.
And she said, girl, that jacket is bad. And
that jacket was amazing.
It was amazing. And you said, I bought this from the thrift store.
Yeah.
And you said it to her.
Yes. I have no shame.
And nor do I. I'd be like, look, this whole thing right here.
And that's another people are so hung up. Oh, you got that. Who cares?
No.
I'm proud that I didn't spend a fortune.
Yes. You know what's crazy, Sharon, is that, and I think my uncle is tuning in, but my mother owned a thrift store when I was a kid. It was called Kim's Closet.
Oh.
And so how she happened to start the store was she also owned some cleaners. So when people wouldn't come to pick up their things after months and months and months, she would recycle them into the store. We were on 83rd right off of South Chicago. Wow. My grandmother would style the windows. And she was in all the mannequins. My grandmother was excellent. My grandmother could make anything. Like she could make that hat. Because when she came up, you figure the times of her coming up, she was taking, as they call them, hand-me-downs, and she would redesign them. So she'd be making dresses for my mother. She's done things for me, but my grandmother's mother and her grandmother, came from, when you go back a few generations, from slavery. So we came from taking bags and everything like that. So my mother my first pair of leather pants I got from my mother's store. You couldn't tell me a thing.
Ooh, I know you were showing out.
Girl, you couldn't tell me a thing. And I also started thrifting when my son was born because he was growing so fast. So I figured, not started thrifting, but started getting into the value of thrifting again, what it meant to me on a different level as a mother. For someone that's out there right now, you're a mother, with two beautiful children that I adore. Thank you. We just celebrated the Queen's birthday, okay?
Jackie.
Yes. For the mother that's out there. For the mother that's out there that needs to stretch her money, that needs to find a way to stretch her money, what would you say to that viewer right now, the mother, because we're both mothers? What would you say to her about repurposing, going into her wardrobe? Somebody invites her to a party and she's like, I don't have the money to buy a new outfit. What would you say to her?
Well, the one good thing now with me thrifting on a regular basis, I am starting to see younger people in there, teenagers.
Yes.
So it's a lot easier for the parents now to incorporate that if they have to.
Yes.
I see teenagers, I'm like, oh, okay, y'all okay coming in here now? I mean, they're looking for jeans because you're finding name brand things.
That's what I was going to say. It's not like you're giving up anything. I found some of the cutest. I think, girl, and a lot of the younger people, you're not going to know this name, Mary, but do you remember Gloria Vanderbilt?
Oh, of course.
Girl, I found some Vanderbilt jeans. Somebody's like, but those aren't for the girls.
Those are vintage.
Those are vintage and worth quite a considerable.
And as a reseller, I already know you can resell that.
Exactly.
Make some coins.
Yeah.
Okay. You just have to look. Now, in all honesty, yes, do people donate garbage? They shouldn't. They do.
Yeah.
So, but as a whole, if you find a good thrift store, they weed that out and they don't accept certain things. Yes. So it's not like how it used to be. You see stuff with stains on it or big holes in it. They're kind of picky with the donations, but you also just need to look. I mean, I found Chanel, I found Fendi, I found Cartier.
Girl, you're kidding.
I am not. Louis Vuitton.
You're kidding.
No.
Wait a minute, you found Chanel?
Yes, I found a Chanel eyeglass case.
I'm like, wait a minute.
Chanel, but I found some vintage Fendi earrings.
Wow.
I found some red Louis Vuitton shoes.
Really?
I found a man's cardiac belt. Cardiac.
Really?
Yes.
Did Charles say he wanted to keep that? Because when my mother used to get so mad at me. When my mother would get so mad at me, Sharon, because she would get all the really good things would come in, and if it was my size, which I was about yay big then,
I'm sure.
and I would tell my mother, I want this, and she said, "No, you can't take." I was like, "Well, mommy, what do you mean? We own the store." So when she would tell my grandmother, "Put that up," because Davi's gonna want that. And I like what you said also. Younger people are thrifting because they have eclectic styles.
Yes.
You don't see yourself.
You see a lot of young teenage guys in there because they didn't find those vintage T-shirts.
Wow.
They're worth a ton.
Wow.
I'm telling you, on Whatnot, you can take a simple T-shirt. It can go into hundreds of dollars. People bid like crazy for those vintage T-shirts.
Really?
I was like, shut my mouth. I'm like, oh, it's the T-shirts, but I got too much going on to be trying to.
I remember one time you came to my house. You were so sweet. Now that I'm reflecting back, right before I lost my grandmother, you came to my house with a massive bag and
oh yes,
and you said to me, "You're gonna make me emotional on the show today." You said to me, anything that you want, you can have. I said, have. You said, if it fits you and you like it, you can have. Girl, I still have some of those pieces.
Oh.
A couple of things that got a little snug. I gave it to a couple of my girls.
That happens sometimes. It happens.
I'm like, okay. And we're gonna talk about that ball on, but little weight loss thing, right? But I remember that, and gorgeous things, a dress that I remember wearing, and people said, "Oh my God!" So, LadySlyStyles has been a huge part of my life, and I love your selections. How did you get the eye? Because I see people in the stores. I have a lot of people tuning in right now that are counting on this for financial reasons. I did have people inbox me and say, people do all the time, and they call, they'll reach out and say, "Hey, I know that you may be able to connect me with someone." They reach out to me for jobs and all that, to connect them with jobs. But when I said that I was doing this segment with you, they loved our promo. They love that promo, okay?
We look hot, girl.
We look hot on that promo, girl.
Hello.
But they reached out and said, "Davi, it's not only about looking good for me. I'm going through a financial crisis right now. So how do you know to pick? And what are some? I know you don't want to give away all your good spots, but just in general, what would you say to someone? Because some of the places that you go, I've gone to some that were in certain sides of town, and it was just garbage.
Yes,
because you
will run across.
Sure, just garbage.
Some people feel that if they go to the suburbs, they're going to get the good stuff. That doesn't necessarily mean. You have to be mindful that there are some wealthy people that are out here, and they will donate just around in the city. Because most of my finds were in the city. They wasn't out in the suburbs.
Really?
That's really? I'm telling you right now.
North.
Correct. But it wouldn't be a place you would think you would find it.
Sure.
I found a beautiful Kurt Geiger small floral tote yesterday. Hello?
Yesterday?
Yes.
You didn't bring that today.
I did. I have a picture of it, but yeah.
Here's the picture.
I found some Prada shoes. YSL shoes.
It's yesterday?
Yesterday.
Do you guys go far ever with your thrifting now?
Do I what?
Do you ever go too far with your thrifting with spending money in the stores?
That's the thing. I really don't. The most that I have ever spent at one time is maybe $400. But hold on.
But how much?
Well, hold on. I may have like 100 items.
Oh wow!
And you have to remember, if I have a show,
sure,
I can resell that stuff. I can sell a couple of items and get my money back what I just spent.
True.
But it's worth it. I'm still never. That's the other thing about me. My husband used to always get on me.
What?
In the beginning, because he didn't understand. He was like, "Why are you?" Because on the platforms that I'm on, it's a bidding platform.
Okay.
So the seller can start the amount at any amount.
So you don't do the.
I don't do the high amounts.
Oh.
So I can start at $3. Now I'm not gonna do that with everything.
Of course, you're not doing that with the Chanel bag.
No, ma'am. No,
The
ma'am.
baton jacket.
Unless I have 1,000 people in the room, but no, I'm not doing
And
that.
that's like clickbait. If you do, it's just to get them revved up.
Correct.
Come on.
But I'll start most of the items, and they're still good items for like $3, $4. But I may get $20, $30 for that one item because people like it and they know it's good.
Sure.
And they will keep bidding on it. You know, other people are bidding, so they're bidding against each other.
I bet that's exciting.
It is exciting. It is exciting.
That's gotta be. Now, I want to cut to this picture since we're talking about this because I was actually watching one of your sales and you had Sherry Shepherd on there. And I'm going to have my technical director pull up Sherry Shepherd. First of all, I want to say a huge thank you to Brittany Lopez. I love you, girl. Dewana Woodard, girl, I love you. You guys are doing a great job. Got to turn that off. A great job with, they're my technical directors for the show, and I appreciate you guys so much. But you had Sherry Shepherd on of thinking, why? Oh, I'm afraid to do that. What if somebody sees me? What if somebody this? I don't care where somebody sees me. Girl, here's the thing. Some people don't, and oh my God, this is very contradictory right here. But I found some cute little baubles. LaShawn and I were talking about this actually, because some cute little baubles on, what is it? How do you say it? Temu? Or is it Temu?
Temu.
Okay,
Yeah.
I'm talking like button covers, things like that. You talked about accessorizing.
Yes.
So, like, if I know I want, good example, I went over to our Akira one day because I was going to an event.
Yes.
I bought this purse. It wasn't expensive, the purse, but it was like 60 or 70 bucks. That I only needed one for one day. I got it home, I didn't like it. So I was like, but you can't return things like accessories there. So then LaShawn said, girl, look on Shein or whatever and see if I looked in there, no, and then I saw Temu, and I got a bag that was $12, and I carried it for the event, and it was flawless. And I may never carry it again, or
It's
I may
about
carry
the
it.
eye, like you
It's
said.
about the eye,
About the
because
eye.
the gown I had on was a gown that I had ordered and had done all that. But the bag, and I got the gown for a good price, also, to be honest with you. But the bag, I purchased this other bag, which still wasn't a lot, but I purchased it and I didn't like it. I still have it. And LaShawn actually said the other day, why don't you just pass it on down? Now that she remembers it. I said, that's why she wanted me to get it. She said, why don't you pass it on down? And so, but I say all that to say that being transparent with the viewer, there was a time that I thought, because I wasn't familiar with them and I only was reading the bad reviews.
Exactly.
And there were a lot
Always
of bad
gonna be
reviews.
complainers.
Sure. I was like, I'm not buying that. That's garbage. There's no way. They call it fast fashion, like fast food.
Right.
I wasn't. And so, of course, I there's a possibility I might not get my gown there, or maybe I would. I don't know. If I saw something I liked, I would. But I have found so many things that have helped me since I've gone through. And again, I'm being transparent for anybody that's out there. But since I had, this health scare that I went through, and I've been healing over this year, I have been, I wasn't able to work. So therefore, it was about, I still wanted to feel good about myself. I have a lot of things.
On the budget.
Balling on a budget. There you go. Oh, look at her. She's good for TV, isn't she? She said you were balling on a budget. Okay.
That's facts. I can't even remember the last time I really went into a store and bought full price.
Sure.
Now, I'm one of these, I go straight to the sales rack first.
Oh, of course. Is there any other rack to go to first?
Well, some people don't never even venture
I
to
know
that.
people that have to call the price tag out. Like, well, this cost me this. And I'm like, good for you. I'll be standing right next to them in a $20 gown, honey.
Thank you. Look at that.
Yes.
And flawless.
Yes.
Exactly. Yeah, I'm not into the big name brand things. I'm more into how things look,
Sure.
the quality, how it make me feel,
Ooh, yeah.
and if I'm styling
Say that
somebody,
again, how it
makes me feel.
Girl, come on now. How
You
it
know.
makes, like that ring is making me feel.
I know people always want to get this ring from me, but this is a vintage cocktail ring.
That is so
Okay.
bad. Jeez, girl.
Yes.
I'm loving everything about what you're wearing.
Thank
But
you.
how it makes you feel.
Yes, about how it makes me feel, how it brings me out.
Yes.
How it brings my shape out, how it brings out my personality.
That's a big one.
Yeah,
Look, if it's not fitting, we're not doing it. If
it.
if it doesn't fit, you must have quit.
Just because somebody else can wear it, don't mean you can wear
Exactly. No.
it. Okay.
No.
So I'm not one of those that's per se trending.
Sure.
I'll just get something, put it together,
Yes.
and listen, rock it.
Yes. I love that. You said something so important. We're in an era right now, and there's I have a diverse group of people that watch the show, and diverse with age or men and women and everything watching as well. But we're going through, there's an emotional climate that's happening right now, and a lot of it has to do with social media, in my opinion, where people are looking at other people on camera and thinking that that's the way. That's why and I'm not anti anything, because honey, I'll get whatever when the time comes, I'll do it. If I needed to, I'll get lift, I'll get this. I'm not into I'm a filler. You gotta be careful with fillers and all that, but in my opinion only, I think get whatever makes you happy, period.
Exactly. What makes you
But
happy?
I'm seeing a lot of people that are becoming disfigured. I'm only going back to that because of what you said, if it makes you feel good. So yes, if it makes you feel good, but let's get away from, again, it's just my mindset. So please don't get offended, but let's get away with thinking that we have to do what someone else is doing, that we need to wear what they're wearing.
Live your
Or
own life.
we think of girls that are taking the bus but have a Chanel bag. That with the bag that they could have gotten a car for the cost of the bag for $5,000-$10,000, and they're getting or they're getting a Birkin bag, and their kids are going without.
And they have to pay their rent.
During COVID, I saw a lot of that with them. What the old saying, keeping up with the Joneses.
Exactly.
Keeping up with the Joneses. What would you say to that person?
Never was into that, and I raised my kids to not be like that.
Yes.
You can't worry about what everyone else has.
Mm-hmm.
Make the best of what you have.
Yes.
That's how I grew up.
Yes.
You know, whatever you have, make the best of it.
Yes.
Make it look like $1 million and you paid $2 for
yes.
it. They don't know.
Nope.
But you tell them if you want to.
I say, guess what? I'm the brand. I have, because I have friends that probably tune in like, Davi's got some designer pieces. Yes, I do.
Yeah,
and honestly, I wish I still had all. I'm wondering where all the things I had from back in the day. Because remember when Gucci and all that wasn't as expensive? You remember Carson?
Yes.
When you can go get a Gucci bag and Carson for a couple $100.
Lord Taylor
and all that. So I'm not gonna say I do like it, but now I have a different mindset.
Thank you.
And of course, if I see something at a great price, if it's a reselling, I've got some of my girlfriends in LA.
At this point.
You know, another thing I want to do soon, and I wanted to talk to you about this because we were doing it in LA, but we were having parties and we would swap things with one another.
Oh,
so
yes.
if you've worn it long enough and you're like, I don't want this anymore, everybody would bring pieces. And then we would swap them.
Yes.
And it become really valuable. So we would just, and people would bring wine and non-alcoholic beverages.
It was like a little party.
It was a little party.
Your clothes.
We were swapping our clothes. I wanted to talk to you about maybe doing some fun things like kids. I wanted to talk to you about that. But that's something, it's really about, because again, I saw a lot of that. I saw it during COVID because we were on lockdown. Everybody's watching the screen. Mm-hmm. I saw a lot of things about people, becoming disfigured because they were trying to keep over the job. But I think we're at a time where we need to change our mindsets about wanting to just appeal to the outside versus the inside.
Yeah.
Make yourself feel good, right?
Yeah, you have to have self-confidence in yourself.
Yes.
And tune out the noise. Mm-hmm. Focus on you.
Wow.
Okay.
Tune out the noise.
When you're back to the clothes or whatever, you're trying to present yourself in a certain way. Stop looking at Beyonce. Stop looking at Tyra Banks or whoever. These people, they have handlers. Mm-hmm. Okay. So you can't keep up with them.
Right.
Okay. But if you like their style and that style would fit you, you can make your own style as close as possible to that. And not have the same price tag.
Yeah, recreate that design.
Recreate that look.
Yes.
Make it your own.
Yes.
Put some brooches on or something, or some rhinestones, and and I'm not crafty like doing like
LaShawn machine.
Child, I haven't sewed since I was like in 8th grade.
You know what? I'm dating myself because they at home making school. They talk so. Girl, I have 2-3 sewing machines and still. LaShawn and I are supposed to be I know she's tuning in. We were supposed to be getting together doing some sewing. LaShawn can make everything. Woo, girl, is she crazy?
Oh my god.
She designs all her dog pieces for her shows also. Kia Trammell doing a great job with everything.
Yes.
I went out to one of her events and LaShawn had designed what she was wearing.
And she looked fabulous.
She was fabulous.
LaShawn wanted to look fabulous.
LaShawn took a pair of her husband's alligator. You saw that? Did you see that?
I saw it. And my mouth was just wide open. I was like, "Go, queen!"
You know what? I used to think I could redesign that. I said, "No. Guess what? You get all the respect. You get all the respect."
She gets all of the respect. I can put some stuff together and say, "Okay, put these items together," but recreating, no. I'm not on that level. She on a whole nother level.
I recreate, but not on her level.
Yeah.
I thought I was the beast of all beasts too. Davi Davenport believes in herself. Okay.
Yeah.
But
I like some styles there.
She bought a pillow. Did you see the pillow?
With the tassels?
With the tassels? Girl, your ears should be burning. We over here talking about you.
I know it's burning because I saw all of her stuff and just the jacket that she recreated for the Bulls the game.
Oh,
her daughter was sitting there. I was like, girl,
the khaki jacket.
Listen.
So you know what? Speaking of people that are doing incredible things and doing a lot with thrifting, my girlfriend Taisha Walton is over at Dunbar High School. Okay. Taisha, I'm so proud of you. She has Chloe's Closet. Ooh. Chloe's Closet is dedicated to giving free. This is the only store that I know of at any high school where the students can go into the school store, Chloe's Closet, and they're able to pick anything that they want, and they get it for free. She's doing it, and she's having an actual, there's going to be a dress drive. All you need to do is bring your parent or an adult, a guardian, and your ID, your school ID. And on the 11th of April and on the 18th of April, you're able to go in and get a free dress for prom. Wow. All you need is a guardian or a parent with you and your school ID. So she's going to be doing that. That's going to be at Dunbar at 3000 South 30th and King Drive, that you can go for that. So, and Chloe's Closet was named after she lost her daughter at birth, and she decided to do something special. So she lives on. So she lives on in her with Chloe's Closet, and it's built. Taisha also made me think of it because she said she came from it. She talks about it openly. I never ever disclose anything to anyone. Just like I spoke about Charles. She spoke about having a childhood that was challenging. Okay. And she spoke about it in depth on the show because I did a mini interview. She's coming in studio in 4 weeks, and we're doing an interview, but she's coming in studio. And she talked about having roaches crawling around her in her house. And she talks about it openly. She said she knew then this won't be my story. She taught herself about thrifting and taught herself about doing different things like that, even as a young child. Wow. She learned that. So when she decided to do Chloe's Closet, she said it was just a natural instinct. She also said because she knew how much it meant to her when people would give her things. And so for anyone out there, check out Chloe's Closet. Also, you can go over to her Facebook. If you go to DaviDavenportLive.com. I want to say also to everyone out there, please become a part of the Davi Davenport Live family. Go to DaviDavenportLive.com. That's DaviDavenportLive.com. Join the family. We have events coming up, things like what's going on with Chloe's Closet. What you see here with LadySlyStyles, all you have to do is go onto the Davi Davenport Live website, click on their links, and you can go directly to their Facebook pages or any shows. Sharon shows. If she's doing something, I'll be sharing it. And I also want to send a huge shout out to my girl, Deborah Vines. Deborah Vines is doing great things in the autism community. She has the Answer Inc. And on the 18th of April, Sharon is going to be doing a walkathon. I'm not Sharon, excuse me, she's going to kill me. She's like, I am. Deborah Vines is going to be doing a walkathon on the 18th of April. And we're all going to get to come together. I had her on the Davi Davenport Live as well. So it's a great experience. I always like to share the things that are positive that are going on in the community.
And that's what I love about what you're doing.
Thank you. You know, that's why someone said, is it, this is a new show you're doing? No, I've been doing it really for 30 years. Yeah. So now what I'm interested in doing, if anyone's tuning in and you know someone, now it's time to take it to the ultimate level. I believe this is what God created me to do. And so therefore, Brittany is so sweet. When Brittany came in and we first started working together a while back, she said, I can tell, Brittany, my technical director, one of the two, she said, this is really what you do. And she's in the industry. She's at Works Production in a really big organization. So I'm honored to have her. But she said, no, I love what you're doing. It made me feel good because it's what I believe God created me to do. Just like you and styling. Okay, so you did Selena
Never met her before. She was a local artist in where did she live? I think she lived in Michigan.
Wow.
She
How did she find you?
On Instagram, because
Wow.
at that time I was still just posting pictures of myself
Sure.
and telling people how you can style yourself
Sure.
on a budget.
Mm.
And so she was like, I have a video that's coming up. Can you help me with that? And I'm like, sure.
Sure.
I asked for all the information, got it, styled her. Virtually.
Yes.
Never met the woman before in my life.
Isn't that beautiful?
Yes. Oh, and I also styled Selena Albright for one of her videos too.
Didn't she?
It's on YouTube.
Didn't she sing at your wedding?
She sang at my wedding.
I was like, didn't she sing at your wedding?
Yeah, she did, and she may be tuning in right now because I told her.
We love you, Queen.
Yes, I miss you.
We love you so much. You're doing great things,
Yes.
and your dad's amazing.
Yes, her dad is the legendary Gerald Albright.
Gerald Albright.
Hello.
Yes, I said, Gerald Albright's daughter. Okay.
Yes, that's my little sis.
You know, a lot of women. You did this on camera, so this is why I'm sharing it.
Mhm.
I remember when you went live and you had Charles shave off all your hair.
Yes.
And that is one of the things that Oprah used to say, if you can make me emotional, then you're a good one. But you brought tears to my eyes a couple of times with this. But that was one of the things when you stood and said, no longer, I will not be, this won't be my story. And he shaved your head. And first of all, that was one of the greatest things you ever done, because girl with a head like that, I'm like,
I didn't know, but I was happy to.
Girl, when you have a head shaped, perfectly shaped head like that, girl.
I had no idea how that was going to turn out, but
it turned out perfect. What inspired you to say, this is it?
You know what? Earlier that day, I had just had a wig up.
Okay.
And I was taking pictures.
Sure.
Like I was doing before. I was taking pictures. And I had been thinking about shaving my head, but as a woman,
sure,
what am I gonna do? I'm like, I was worried about my husband, even though I knew he would love me no matter what.
I will love you, no girl.
I know, but that's
girl,
it was just the woman, the normal woman thought.
Sure, no,
what is everybody
absolutely.
gonna think? What is family gonna think? What are my coworkers gonna think? Whatever, blah blah blah. And so that day, when I took that wig off, I was like, you know what? I'm tired of wearing this damn wig.
Sure.
My wigs became accessories. I just got tired of it. And I couldn't go anywhere without it, or with a hat or a scarf on my head,
Sure.
So when he came home, I said, babe, I want to do this.
And his head is bald, so you all look like the perfect little couple.
Yeah.
I mean, you look so cute with it. It made me think about, because I'm a cancer survivor, I'm a 2-time cancer survivor now. So I'm a rectal cancer. For anyone out there that's going through that.
You are a true survivor.
Thank you, girl. They told me 6 months to live, December 3rd, 2002. The first round of chemotherapy, my hair came back just booming, just long. And I like to be transparent. I like it. It's who I am. It's what I'm always going to be, and I'm okay with that. First round of chemotherapy, hair came back booming. Second round of chemotherapy, my hair came back paper thin. Long, it will grow to here, but it won't.
Same with me.
So then I end up being stuck with either doing a hair extension, which sometimes would hurt me,
do a sew-in,
all that, or
and
wig.
that's causing more damage.
It's causing damage. So, or wearing a wig. So, which I'm going to do a fabulous wig line for women. But I will tell you what I did do when I was working with the American Cancer Society, because when I own 3 hair salons, and I used to shave my head back when I had a head full of hair. So, why am I mentioning this on Ballin on a Budget? Because, we just have to stretch ourselves. If you said something, it's what makes you feel comfortable.
Yes.
I shared a picture on if anybody wants to go to my TikTok or my Instagram, I think I shared it of me just wearing a fitted turban. And it was one of the times I had shaved my head. And I just said, I was at the poolside.
Okay.
And at the poolside, while I was there, I took the turban off. Okay. And some people came over, and this is just 2.5 years ago, and I had shaved my head. And so someone came over and said, oh my God, but it's really just being, and the reason why I'm sharing this is because for the woman that's out there right now, if it's balling on a budget, if it's stretching the meal that you have $20 to stretch the meal to feed your family, let's change our mindset
Absolutely.
and start feeling good about where we are. I love some fabulous hair, bro.
Oh,
I'm not ready for the full-time piece yet, but so I'm gonna be in a hair extension, or I'm gonna keep on buying some hair from Beyonce till I start where who she buys from. Do we shop at the same person? Or I'm gonna get a line hair, a wig line myself, make it and have some fun, because I think there's a quality. And what made me think about it also was, so women don't have to spend so much to get, because there's a lot of queens.
It was getting expensive for me to keep buying it.
Yeah, a lot of queens that I know that are cancer, going through chemotherapy and all that, are spending. They don't have enough money to get the quality.
It's expensive.
So it's also, I want you to make sure that we don't forget to tell the viewer how to get in touch with LadySlyStyles. Can you share with the viewer your social media?
You can find me everywhere under LadySlyStyles.com.
Lady
At Instagram, on Facebook, on TikTok.
Yes.
I'm on Whatnot, LadySlyStyles.
Wow, LadySly. How'd you come up with that name?
Okay.
Girl, she's a LadySlyStyles.
Okay, let me tell you. So I was trying to come up with a name before I got on Instagram. I said, well, I need a name. And so I said LadyStyles, but then I started seeing there were some names already, LadyStyles.
Yeah,
and they had a number behind it and all of that. So Sly is my initials. Sharon Lynn Yarboi.
Oh,
That is what Charles called me. That is his nickname for me.
Sly. I bet it is.
Hello.
Yeah,
Hey, baby.
look, she rushing home. Look, they told her now, baby. You want to know. Baby, listen.
That's my boo. But he came up with that.
Wow, so he came up with that
He
name.
came up with it. He's like, why don't you use Sly? And I'm like, yeah, Lady
That
Sly
is beautiful. And it stands out. LadySlyStyles.
Yeah.
Brittany said, what's her name? LadySlyStyles. She said, I said, LadySlyStyles. Okay, so Instagram, Facebook, and girl, you're famous on TikTok. Poshmark.
Yeah.
Whatnot. Well, Whatnot was the one you told me about selling on.
Yes.
Whatnot. That was the one you told me, because you had to get approved by them or something.
Yes.
Like that. I remember that one. Wow,
So
ladies.
you can find me on all of those platforms under LadySlyStyles.
When are you having your next sale?
I may have one tomorrow on Poshmark.
On Poshmark, okay.
Yes.
Okay. For a lot of people out there, do they have to be members of Poshmark or anything to go on there? Or can they find you if they just
You can be just a buyer.
You don't have to be a member,
Yeah, you
right?
don't have to be a seller. But when you sign up, in order for you to purchase, you have to put your card on file.
Sure.
So yeah, you don't have to be like selling on there or doing anything.
Okay.
But to be able to purchase from a show, from a live show, or from somebody's page, you don't necessarily have to attend a live show. You can just buy off of the person's page if you want to do that too. Yeah. But for me, it's more effective to do it live. For one, a little lazy on taking pictures to put it on my page.
You used to have numbers back in the day. Remember when you used to have numbers?
Yes.
That was in 2020.
Yes.
It's crazy how
just keep
prior to COVID, people weren't doing selling online really. No. Zoom became real popular. Various platforms like the one I'm using, the news anchors were using. A lot of millionaires and a lot of wealthy people came out. And I think that we're swinging into another financial climate where we need to become innovative. We need to become creative.
That became my thing in COVID.
Sure.
Because
that was smart.
Yes. And I had already had the inventory that I was buying prior. So I was just selling it and taking it to the post office.
Yeah. Well, you know what, guys? First of all, I want to thank everyone for tuning in today to Davi Davenport Live. If you're out there right now and you're feeling financially overwhelmed, just know that you are not alone. You can always reach out to us at DaviDavenportLive.com. Put in your information there. I'm always connecting people with resources. Don't be afraid to. Another thing, like sometimes there are food pantries and things that are going on. Sometimes just like Chloe's Closet, that you may have a daughter or a son that's going to prom and you might not have the money, and rather than not sending them, don't be afraid to look outside the box of what your norm might be. I've had to do it myself. I've had to reach out and say I need help before, and maybe it makes you feel uncomfortable, but what about that time that you helped somebody else and you did that? Well, sometimes it's your turn to be able to say, hey, I need some help right now myself. So don't hesitate with that. We're super excited, guys. Sharon, you are incredible. You are incredible. I cannot thank you enough for coming on the show. It shows that an hour has gone by that fast. And I started digging in. I had to flip away some cards. I was like, girl, let's get a little toast too. We got a little toast on here. I love you.
I love you more.
Yes, guys, a little toast. A little promo too, okay? A little promo.
Davi.
Thank you so much for being on the show. I appreciate you. I love you. And we have a lot more to do. Don't forget, we're going to do that swapping show. Let's talk about that.
Absolutely. I would love that. I would love that. I'm down.
You down? You down?
I'm down. Down to style anybody need help in their closet.
I was going to ask you that. Are you still taking, I know you've been styling. Would you style an everyday girl? I know you do celebrities, but do you?
Absolutely.
Okay.
You're going somewhere or you just want to figure out some things in your closet that you think is not the bomb, but it really is, and just put some accessories to it, scarves, whatever, hats.
Yes.
I'll show you how to do that.
Very good. Well, it's been a blast today. I love you. You heard it right here with LadySlyStyles right on Davi Davenport Live. I'm super excited. Let me make sure I'm fabulous, honey. LadySlyStyles. You are, dog. That's what she always makes me feel good. That's why I love hanging out with my girls. All my girls want to make me feel good. Well, you know what? On the 12th of April, I'm actually going to be sharing a topic. It's a little more sensitive than the excitement that we're having here today. And today's topic, on the 12th, the topic will be about domestic violence. Domestic violence, and they don't have Maybe we need to help you with an intervention. Domestic violence experience. Make sure you tune in next week on Sunday at 7 p.m. Now, the link, definitely feel it. Tune in next week. I'm super excited. In May, we're going to be doing art and music. So stay tuned. It's going to be exciting. Next week, we're going to see you guys. See you next week. Love you.